Hi everyone, Coach Webby here. So recently I gotten a message asking me about how can a parent help their child not procrastinate, meaning to say they have their children that's supposed to do the task or the job or the schoolwork that they're supposed to do, but they are not motivated to do it. And the parents do not want to force their child to do something that they don't want to do. At the same time, they also understand that the child needs to be responsible to complete the task that they need to complete. So how can the parent help the child not procrastinate? Well, why would a person procrastinate? Usually it starts because they don't enjoy the process, or maybe they don't really have a motivation to get to the end result. So usually people procrastinate because either they don't like the task or they're not motivated to do it. So I'm going to share with you two very simple ways that you can actually take steps at home to help your children if they are suffering from this disease called procrastination. The very first step is on making it exciting, making it interesting. A lot of students, don't even say students, even adults, they procrastinate with tasks that they don't enjoy doing. Let's say, for example, exercising. A lot of us know that exercising is important for us, it's very powerful, it's very helpful for us. But a lot of people also procrastinate exercising. Why? Because a lot of people, they go through physical pain, mental pain, going out of the comfort zone when they exercise. So, well, imagine if exercise were a boring, painful experience, normal people would procrastinate. But how come some people, they are able to overcome that procrastination? It's because they added an element of fun, or they visualize something amazing in the future. So some successful people, they will share about having the goal in mind, having to know what is the end result. Like, for example, seeing yourself being fitter and stronger, making you excited, would actually reminding you of that will push you to want to actually come off your comfort zone. But for a student, having them to think about how amazing that their life would be after getting the results, or even how it makes you feel, how they will feel as they are able to achieve the results that they want. That could be one of the many elements to making it fun in the future. The problem is, most students don't really care too much about the future. They care more about the now. A lot of students in this millennial focus more on the now more than the future. So how do you help students that focus on the now? What I would recommend is on step number 2, which is to improve their time management. Now, a lot of people set timetables, but not everyone follow through. Why? Reason why is because a lot of times timetable is just a set of time, but not necessarily motivating to follow through. What do I mean by that? Now, imagine if you have to read a book that is scheduled for 1 whole hour, and as you're reading, you're feeling so tired, so boring, you just want to give up. And the next time that this activity comes up again, you will try to run away from it rather than be excited to go into it. So how can you fix well? Well, there's this strategy that is developed in the 1980s. It's called the Pomodoro technique. This is a strategy where rather than you go and work something out like for a whole hour or a whole longer term, you focus on small bite-sized, smaller terms. You break it down into simple tasks rather than the whole project. What do I mean by that? Now, let's say, for example, my goal is to actually finish my set of homeworks that is like 1 whole page of questions. Now, if I'm to think about it as a whole page of questions, I'll be very shocked, very stressed because there's so much to do. So how can I break it up to manageable bite size? So what happens is maybe I break it down into smaller time frames. Rather than a whole hour of study, I do it as 10 minutes of study with 5 minutes break in between. Then again, another 5 to 10 minutes study, and then another break in between. Now, why is this important? Well, when you break into smaller chunks, it feels more manageable. It feels like it's less of a work and it's something that can be done. And because there's a break in between, there's something to look forward to, especially for tasks that they're not too excited about, or especially for tasks that they feel stressed about. So having the break in between motivates them to kind of like pursue and still keep through going. And the reason why is it good to focus on chunk size, because the amount is manageable. Another suggestion I give, especially for students that are doing mathematics, is to focus on 1 or 2 questions at a time. Meaning to say focus on doing 1 or 2 questions, then take a break, and then go to the next few questions. Because small bite size like this is much more manageable, especially for students that are not so strong with the fundamental of those particular math problems or strategies. Okay, and this is something that you can definitely apply for any subjects out there, taking small chunks of time and utilizing it and then having breaks in between. Now, what happens is, as long as they have the momentum of following some of this timetable, that momentum will create interest, and then they might even pursue longer than the time that is already pre-framed. The goal here is not about how much time they study. The more important thing is how much they get out of that studying. So what happens is, for students that are suffering from procrastination, number one, make it fun and exciting, either short term or long term, whichever that works best for that individual. The next one, create a time planner that's focusing on small chunks of events, meaning to say small chunks of activities, break, small chunks of activity and break. So focus on the small chunks of doable tasks rather than a big chunk of a project. Okay, those are the two very simple steps that I actually advise one of my readers on regards to how to help their child with procrastinating. I hope these tips helps you and your family too. For more amazing videos just like this, please remember to like, subscribe, and click the bell notification to get yourself updated with the next videos coming up. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye!